JENNCASCELL here. I'm really excited to welcome you to my channel. As you can see, I am switching the camera around a little bit. I have some really exciting news to share with you. So I have been on Barely Art's design team. I'm actually entering my second term. And I couldn't be more excited to work with such an amazing group of ladies. The talent is just unreal. But if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I created these XO boxes for Barely Art. And I'm going to do a tutorial of these boxes with you. And as a bonus, Barely Art is generously sponsoring a giveaway. So first, the giveaway rules. You must subscribe to me and Barely Art on YouTube and Instagram. This is open for US residents only. And all you have to do to enter is leave a comment in this video using the phrase that I'm going to tell you somewhere within the tutorial. So what will you win? There's going to be two winners. So first prize is going to be a mini bottle from Barely Art of their precision craft glue. This stuff is amazing. You will love it if you haven't used it before. And they will also receive either this set of boxes or the boxes that we're going to be making here today. Just along with some happy mail from me. Second prize is just going to be a coupon code for that mini bottle of glue as well. So two winners. Really easy to win. All you have to do is subscribe to both me and Barely Art. That's very, very important. And then you're going to leave a comment in this video with the phrase that I'm going to tell you later. The giveaway deadline is going to be Friday, February 3rd at 11 p.m. Eastern. The winner is going to be announced on Saturday, February 4th. So let me switch around the camera and we'll get to crafting. All right, so for the tutorial, I have everything cut. This is a cut file from Silhouette Studio. I will link it in the description box. Now I'll give you a little closer look at the box that we're making, and then here's the O. Now when I put this together the first time, I wish I kind of had a tutorial because there was a little grumbling for it, but I have everything cut out. Now I did manipulate the file a little bit. I will get to that in just a moment. We'll circle back. You're going to have 3 of these pieces. Now your larger widthwise pieces are going to be the bottom of your box, and then the shorter widthwise are going to be the top of your box. It's going to be your X, this is going to be your O, and then I did go ahead when I cut this out, I doubled the box bottom and the box tops. So I have 2 of these X's a piece. Once again, your thinner one is going to be on your bottom. The thicker one with the X is going to be at the top. So it kind of flips. Same thing with the O's. This O is the bottom and it is a bit smaller, as you can see. And then here's your top right here where I manipulated the file. So it does come with this solid layering piece like this. I offset it so that it would include a shadow layer like this. And I did that with the X and the O. I did that for the bottoms that you see here, and then I also did it for the sides. So you're not going to see the red and the mint in the file folder when you pull it up in whatever program that you're using. Like I said, I offset it, and it's really easy to do. Just highlight and press your offset button. I offset it by 1/8 of an inch. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna start with the X first. So let me clear everything off and we'll get to crafting. When we're putting together this X, just remember this is not symmetrical. There is one side that is a little shorter. This is the tall side, this is the short side. I made sure on my box to make a little mark on there just to remind myself when I'm putting everything together. So I'm just going to grab my Barely Art glue and glue these top pieces together. I love using Barely Art glue for 3D projects like this because it's a fast drying glue, but it doesn't dry too quickly. So you can kind of have a little wiggle room if you put it on in not the exact spot, but it is fast drying enough So when you're doing your 3D projects, your tabs will dry relatively quickly, so you can put it together pretty fast. So I'm just going to burnish this, and then I'm going to set it aside. And I'm going to get started on this right here. So these are your sides of the box. Remember, when you're putting this down, if you're using a pattern paper where it matters, this is going to be the bottom of your box. And I've went ahead and numbered everything on here. The numbers are correlating to the different sizes that you're going to see of the pattern paper. So there's actually 5 sizes. There's 4 of these square ones, and that's going to be number 1. There's 2 of the number 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. They are a little off, and maybe if you're putting it together quickly, like I tried to, you didn't notice it. So here's your warning. There was some swear words when I was putting this together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put all of my ones on here. And then I'm going to move on to the second one. So I'm back, and I have all of my pattern paper down. I did join the 2 ends together, so you know what ends that go together, because you want to match the shapes that are on these tabs. So I have 2 circles here, and then that means this is going to go together with the 2 rectangles. So I'm going to go ahead and press down all of my tabs. I'm going to give it a nice burnish to make sure everything's got a straight edge and we've got clean lines. So starting with your first piece here, this tab is just going to go right here like this. So I'm going to grab some of my glue. You don't want to get too crazy with the amount of glue that you use. You just don't need that much, especially when you're working with a really good glue like Barely Art. So I'm just going to make sure that that's really stuck down there before I move on to the next piece. Once I know that that is stuck, I'm going to add some more glue to this tab here and bring it around for the base of my X. Use your tabletop to really kind of burnish that as you go along and give it a nice tight 90-degree angle. I'm going to be doing all 3 of these at the same time. I found it easiest to do it that way. Make sure to put a little dab of glue on this inside piece here and then bring it around. And you can kind of use your fingers to pinch it. So we have this part completed. All you have to do is add on this right. So we have the top lid to our X completed. Let's move on to the bottom. I have all of the components to my box bottom. Once again, remember with the bottom of the box, this is the wider piece, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and once again, I'm gonna add my pattern paper to it. You have 4 of the smallest, the next size up is 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, just remember, when you're doing the interior of the box, I started on this where you are going to add your tab at the end, you do not want to add a piece of pattern paper to that. You want to glue the tab down and then add your pattern paper on top of it so that you can get a nice clean look. Before adding my 3, I am going to add a little bit of glue to this, and I'm gonna join these 2 rectangles that you see together. And now I'll add that piece of paper to cover that tab. So I have my piece put together, save this last tab right here just so I can glue it down and cover it up. At this point, I will tell you the key phrase for the giveaway is XOXO. You must have that in your comment in order to be entered for the giveaway. So the reason that I'm doing the XOXO inside the comment section is because of the XOXO Craft Girls event. So this event is taking place at Barely Art headquarters in Arlington, Texas on February 11th and 12th. So if you are in the Arlington area, you should definitely check this event out. It is going to be so much fun. There's going to be workshops, meet and greets with a stellar lineup of industry heavyweights. But most of all, it's going to be a really good time. So Ann Pham, the Useless Crafter, Josie from Sophie's Corner Crafts, Claudia from Miss Olivia Rose, Ima from Whimsy Designs, and me, just to name a few of the people that are going to be there. So get your tickets now. I will link everything in the description box. You can get them right through Ann Pham's website. So get your tickets. Space is limited, and I know they are going very, very quickly. We are less than 2 weeks away at this point. So once again, I am going to grab that bottom box. This is your shorter side, so you're going to line it up right here like this. I'm going to grab my Barely Art glue, add a little to the tab. Once again, you've got the side that has the 2 circles because you're going to meet those ends together. I'm going to line that up right on my table. Make sure that that is really dry before you continue. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches. So I've already put the tabs of glue on these 2 right here. My next glue tab is actually going to go on this side. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to come in and bring this tab up, just like so. Give it a good pinch. Once I have everything glued, I'm going to go in with that final piece of pattern paper. And I'm just going to pop it in here like so. I'm going to grab my offset piece. All right, so we have the bottom inside, and then I'm just going to flip it over, and we're going to cover this with your last X. All right, so we've got our first box put together. We're going to set that aside and start working on the O. These are my components for the O box. We're going to start with the lid of the box. So I'm just going to go through, grab my glue, and add a little to my layering pieces for the front. Now that I have these 2, I am actually going to set that aside, and I'm going to start working on remember, you've got 3 pieces right here. You've got these 2 triangles, which means this is going to close up together like this. So this is going to be the interior of your box. You're going to put these 2 together. Remember the circle with the circle, and then you've got 2 rectangles on this end. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little glue to this. Now, unlike the X, I am not going to add my pattern paper until the end. I am going to give it a little curve though. Then you're just going to go in and burnish your tabs. Doing the same thing that we did last time around, I am just going to add a little glue to my tab here and really make sure that that is solid before moving on to my next piece. With the circular shape, I can do a few more tabs at once. You just don't need a whole lot of this stuff to get a really strong bond. And then once again, I'm going to add a little glue right here and close that up. At this point, you should have this right here. So your next piece is going to be that center piece. So I have my tabs inside. I'm gonna curl in the opposite direction. So you're gonna have something that looks like this. With this one, I'm going to kind of measure everything before gluing it down. Make sure that you've got a nice tight fit. And then I'm going to peek my glue in here. I'm gonna go through and then I'm gonna glue the tabs down. I'm going to add my pattern paper to the top. Now that I have this in place, I'm going to work on the sides. Now I've taken the medium size strip and I have curled it in a different way than I did the shortest and the tallest. So this one is gonna go inside like this, and then the other two are gonna go on the box like so. And finally, when I've got most of it in place, that's when I'm gonna add the last of my glue to just that little area and go all the way around. Okay, so we have the top of our box. Once again, this large piece is going to be the interior of the box. These two smaller pieces are going to be the exterior of the sides. So put your two triangles together, and I'm just going to attach this here, and I'm gonna press those tabs inward. For this one, I'm going to press the tabs outward instead of inward. Remember to curl. So this time we're curling inward, so we have something like this. I'm gonna go ahead, this time around, I'm just gonna add the glue first and see how it works. Nice and snug fit. I'm gonna pull these up a little so I can add glue to them. Gently put them down, but then I'm gonna use a little force when I use my table. So before I put the outside on, I am just going to take this largest piece and I'm going to put it in the center, like so. I just think it'll be a little easier when gluing everything down. Now that I have that on, I am going to grab my liner piece, add a little glue to this. Now I'm gonna go through with my larger piece, just start gluing tabs down. For the last set, I'm just gonna add a little glue to my piece right here. I'm just gonna pinch while simultaneously pressing the bottom. Now I'm gonna go in with my pattern paper. All right, so we have the interior done. I'm just gonna flip it over. Now is the perfect time. If any of these have popped up, you can press them back down, add a little added glue to it. Now I'm just gonna cover up all those tabs. So we got our base done. We're just gonna pop this right on top. And we have our XO boxes. So give me a moment and I'll be right back with my decorated boxes. Oh my gosh, so here's the finished product. I love how it turned out. So I just did a little cluster here with some ephemera from the collection. This is Echo Park Hello Valentine. I did some handmade flowers. This is a die from Scrap Diva. This is from the Valentine's Word dies. And another one of these handmade flowers at the bottom. I'm just thrilled with how these turned out. Super, super cute. So head on over to Ann Fam's channel. Check out the XOX Craft Girls event. You will be shocked at this lineup. It is amazing. And if you are in that Arlington area, grab your tickets. Seating is limited and there are not many left. And come say hello to me and a bunch of the fabulous crafters that are attending. Don't forget my giveaway. Once again, my key phrase is going to be XOXO in the comments section. I will close this giveaway out on February 3rd at 11 p.m. Eastern. The winner is going to be announced on Saturday, February 4th. You can head on over to Barely Arts in the meantime and grab your own glue and check out some of the other cool products there. I use the cubies all the time. They are the foam dots with an amazing adhesive. You can use my coupon code JENNCASCELL. I will link everything in the description box and you can get 10% off your purchase. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye.